All right, hopefully we can get through this next one without my crazy dog barking in the background. So for this one, you are given a point and you are given a slope and you need to write the equation. So the first thing that I'm going to do is identify my y coordinate. So my y coordinate for this point is 4, so it would be y minus 4. Next, I know that my slope is 1/2. So I'm going to write 1/2 outside of the parentheses, and within the parentheses I have x minus 3. So I'm sorry, my x coordinate is 3, so within the parentheses I write x minus 3. Now because both 3 and 4 for my coordinate are positive, I leave these as minus signs. And I can graph this by graphing the coordinate 3, 4. So I go to the right 3, 1, 2, 3, and up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can put a point there, and I know that my slope is 1/2, or 1/2. So I can go up 1 and to the right 2. And I can also go down 1 and to the left 2. And then hopefully using a straight edge, I can draw or graph my line. So it would look like that. So on the inside, same idea. I'm given the slope and a coordinate for which my line is going to pass through. So for this one, my x value is a -2. So I'm going to write x minus and then a -2, and we'll simplify it in the next step. My y value is a +1. So I'm going to write y minus 1. And my slope is a -3. So I'm going to write -3 on the outside of my parentheses. Now, like I was saying, we can simplify within the parentheses the minus -2 and rewrite this equation as y minus 1 equals -3 parentheses x plus 2. And they're saying the exact same thing. You need to keep in mind whenever you see a plus sign, either with your x or your y, that you need to know that that is a negative coordinate for that either x or y value. So I can graph this. I can do a coordinate at -2, 1, so to the left 2, up 1. And my slope is -3. Remember, when we have a whole number as our slope, we can rewrite it as -3/1. So from this coordinate that I have, I can go down 3 units, 1, 2, 3, and to the right 1. Or I can go up 3 and to the left 1. Ooh, make your lines better than that. That was ugly. Yeah, it's a hot mess express. But please use a ruler. Do as I say, not as I do. All right, for this next one, let's start with x, because that's what we're given. So I have a +3 x value, so I'm going to write x minus 3 within my parentheses. I have a -4 y value, so I'm going to write minus -4, and then my slope is a -1. I'm going to write -1. And again, we can simplify this by writing this as y plus 4 equals negative parentheses x minus 3. Now, I purposefully did not put my 1 outside my parentheses because I want you to remember that if there is no number outside of these parentheses, there is an invisible 1. Okay, so keep that in mind. And I can graph this by plotting my coordinate at 3, -4. And my slope is a -1, so I'm going down 1 and to the right 1, or up 1 and to the left 1. See if I can draw this line a little bit better than last time. Yeah, it's not bad. All right, so there's my graph. And for this last example, we'll start with y this time. I have y minus -4, because I have a -4 y value. I have a slope of +1. And I have an x value of -2. So again, when we simplify this, this becomes y plus 4 equals, I technically don't even need this slope, Because remember, if there's nothing outside the parentheses, there is an invisible 1 there. So I could simply write x plus 2. Okay. So again, I can graph this by plotting my coordinate at -2, -4, -2, -4, and a slope of +1. So I'm going up 1 and to the right 1. So there's my graph. Okay, this is how you write the equation and graph your line given a coordinate and the slope.